Hey guys, Matt Bernal here again with T-Rex Grills. Today we're in the Centerforce booth with Rick. We're at SEMA Show 2019. Everybody's pumped. We got a bright orange Jeep behind us. Again, we partnered with Rick this year. We provided him arsenal of light bars and our brand new JL grill. Unfortunately, we're kind of in like a main artery of the show, so we're kind of pushed over here. I would love to show you the grill, and I will show you the grill. And for now, Rick, tell me about J+R Performance. Tell me about your Jeep, how to get started, and how did you land in this killer location at the SEMA Show?
Well, J+R Performance Center has been around for about 6 years. We specialize in GM performance. But January 1st of 2020, we're going to be launching the J+R Jeep Center. We're growing, all we do is, in our history is we build things that we're passionate about. GM performance was something that we've been passionate about, our entire time. The latest thing is, we also like rock crawling. And what's better for rock crawling than a Jeep? So earlier this year, we decided, this new JL, it's an awesome platform to start with, and we're going to buy one, we're going to build it, and this is what we're going to use as our showcase vehicle for J+R Jeep Center.
Awesome, yeah.
One of the things that we've always loved to do is we learn on our vehicles first, and we'll develop stuff as well as we go along. This way, we're not learning on a client's vehicle. At the same time, it gives us a platform to test out different manufacturers' products, so this way we're selling the best possible products out there. Centerforce has been a partner of ours actually a partner of mine for more than 15 years. They build amazing clutches. And when I told Will from Centerforce that we were going to start a Jeep Center, he's like, are you going to get an automatic or a manual? I'm like, manual, of course. Everything I have is a manual except for my tow vehicle. And he's like, can we borrow it? We want a prototype of clutch on it. And I'm like, sure, no problem. So I got the Jeep, driving it around, and the Jeep exceeded all of my expectations except for one, which was the low-speed drivability with the manual. Just something was off, and gave it to Will. The team at Centerforce had it for a little while. They developed a complete clutch system from scratch for it. The flywheel on it's 17 pounds heavier, so it's got a little bit more rotating inertia. All the low-speed drivability concerns went completely away. We're in their booth today. They've been awesome partners. We're in a great location, a lot of traffic.
Oh yeah, tell me about it.
Along the course of the build, once we got the Jeep and once we started planning on having it here, we partnered up with a lot of phenomenal companies. Icon Suspensions and Wheels, or I should say Icon Vehicle Dynamics. They do the suspension and wheels. Awesome. Can't say enough about them. The ride is better than stock. It drives better than stock. Phenomenal. Of course, the Centerforce Clutch. Best in the world. We got partners like Rock Slide Engineering for the power sliders and steps. We have Falcon tires on board. Their mud terrains are amazingly quiet on the road, which is nice when you're doing a long road trip. We have Magnaflow's rock crawler exhaust, tucks up real tight. But one of the things that we really liked the most on the outside, though, was the lighting provided by ZRoads. We did a custom wiring job on it, so we tested every light. The amperage draw was amazingly low, especially compared to the competition, which is excellent because you can run more lighting that way without having to worry about an alternator or battery being dragged down. The lights themselves, it's like daylight at night. Phenomenal. We got them all aimed just right. So turn them on at night when you're on a trail, see for a quarter mile easily.
Yeah, and the ZRoad's grill that we have in the front of the Jeep, every light's individually aimable.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really like that too because we can adjust it, for when you're on the trail, for a little, you can actually have it almost like a V pattern, the way you can adjust them. So we really like that, the adjustability. The other thing that a lot of people neglect with the lights too, that I've seen before, is the connectors. And the ZRoads and T-Rex Torch grill here, they're all, a weather pack connector, a
Yeah.
really nice fitting weather pack connector. So you know that over a long period, it's a good quality connector too. Over a long period of time, especially if you go off-road a lot, you're going to be involved in a lot of water, a lot of dust, a lot of dirt, sand. That's going to hold up, because you really need to see the construction of the harness. Good quality harness. It's one of the things that, it's top notch on this. And that's one of the things that's very important. A lot of the cheaper, knockoff type lights give you some real questionable wiring. And when you build something, you want to build it right the first time. You don't want to just put it on, build it right, and then be repairing it. Because, taking things apart, putting them back together, it's not the way to do it.
Yeah.
And so that's why you have to partner with good quality companies like ZRoads and like T-Rex, so that we can have a product that's going to last, for the life of the Jeep. So. Well,
like Rick said, the lights that we provide in our ZRoad kits, they're very good bang for your buck, high-powered LED lights, but we offer those so we can offer a kit. We do encourage anybody to use our brackets for any manufactured light brand you like. We make an effort to engineer the brackets so that they are compatible with about 99% of any light brand that you want to bolt onto your rig. But that's not to say that we don't have good lights. They are a good bang for your buck light, and like Rick said, low amp draw. So yeah, what else you got going on with the Jeep?
Well, we have a full contingent of Rugged Ridge products, from their bumpers, their latches, their winch, the little, foo-foo stuff that are mandatory, the shackles for when you have to pull somebody who's stuck out, things of that nature. Catskin was amazing and did a really nice custom seat cover set for us in black and orange, to match the whole theme. So the whole Jeep, we decided to do in black and orange. They're not only Centerforce's corporate colors, they're also Catskin's corporate colors. So that was a really nice feature about it. We also got, forgot to mention the Rugged Ridge, the tube doors, all the weather mats inside. They even have a little insert for the dash pocket that gives you a really cool cell phone holder. It fits any cell phone. And, it's great because, with all the laws out there, can't text, can't, be on the phone, put it right there on the dash. It's awesome.
Everyone's making so many neat products. I mean, Jeep is still #1 most modified vehicle in the United States. I mean, you kind of have to be in that market. You have to.
It's a good market to be in, but we're really passionate about it. So it's something that this Jeep is not going to be something that's just a show Jeep. We actually had a ton of cleanup because this thing's been off-road quite a bit, and next weekend we're back in the dirt with it.
Yeah.
So
one thing I personally appreciate, I might be the only one, is when we discussed the rendering and we ironed out the rendering, the Jeep looks identical to the rendering.
Well, I had a vision. And I have this knack for seeing something in my head and knowing what I want. And fortunately, I was able to translate it, to the artist who brought forth what I wanted in the rendering. It was a phenomenal, interpretation there.
This is a cool little touch, is the Centerforce on the hood. And it's got the exact same red stroke as the Rubicon graphic would.
Yep.
The small little details.
I wanted something that when somebody walked by it real quick, they would think, oh, that's just a Rubicon, until they actually read it. So, underneath the Jeep, we've also got a set of Adams drive shafts, new 1350 drive shafts. Obviously, it's meant to go off-road. The factory drive lines I've seen already have some shortcomings, so we put a really good set of drive shafts underneath it, and we're really happy with the overall turnout.
It's a great looking Jeep, Rick. Is there anything else that you didn't mention? Also, all the body armor, all the bumpers are Rugged Ridge?
Everything except for the
Rock Slide.
Yeah, the Rock Slide engineering. Those are both rock sliders and power steps. One thing when you're lifted on 37s, hey, I'm getting a little older, don't want to have to be crawling up in there. It's nice having that power step that slides down, so you can just get up into it nice and easy. And the beauty of the rock slides is I can be four-wheeling and drop it on a boulder. It's not going to bend. They're reinforced. They're really, really sturdy units.
And I think you mentioned Icon suspension.
This
all
is
around?
actually their Stage 8, and it's got their, I don't know if we can see it, but it's their new centerline steering stabilizer. We actually got this piece on Thursday before the show because they just released it. Definitely helps with the steering quite a bit, especially when you're rolling on some 37s on here.
Yeah, so just to remind you guys, what we helped Rick with was, again, we showed you guys a lot of ZRoad's series grills.
But we also have the T-Rex torch grill.
This is the T-Rex torch with the black wire mesh, and he opted with the no stud option, which we do have a no stud option. We have
you have like 4 different options.
Yeah,
for
we
these.
have a lot of options for whatever your taste is. So we've got our traditional stud finish, and we also have a smooth no finish as well. So we also have the ZRoad's A-pillar brackets with the 50-inch roof bar, and we also have, well, we haven't shown you a lot of during the show, is he has the optional rock lights on the corners. So this whole bar is totally modular.
And don't forget about the rear bar, because we have the rear bar as well.
Yeah, we got a lot of options for the back of your JL as well. So Rick, man,
being out in Arizona, if you want to go 4-wheeling in the summertime, as you know, it gets a little warm out there. Got to go out at night.
Okay.
So with these lights, see front or back.
Thanks for the time, man. Be
No
careful
problem.
out
Thank
there
you.
in the desert in the night. Don't hit any coyotes.
I'm more worried about the rattlesnakes than the coyotes.
Okay. That's Rick, everybody. J+R Performance. Check them out. They're out of Arizona. Amazing Jeep build. He's an amazing Jeep builder.